Great. So one of the main things we're going to need to do in our app is save data permanently because, it's a notes app. So a big portion of it is going to be saving the notes to the device storage. So when it comes to doing this with Android, there are a number of different possibilities you have available. But the most basic and straightforward one is called shared preferences. What shared preferences allows us to do is store variables in a key value pair. So how that works is like this. You need to create a new shared preferences object. Let's just indent this guy properly. So let's take this out of the floating action button, put it just straight in the main activity. We're going to call it shared preferences. And now you have to declare it with the this keyword. What the this keyword does is tells the object what the context is. That essentially tells new objects and variables where they are in the application. It's a little complex and a little wonky to use at first, but it's one of those things that just after using it more, you get the hang of what needs to be used as the context. Now you need to name it. So I'm going to use my package name. I'm just going to copy that from up here. Yours is probably going to be different, so don't use the same thing. Just copy your own package. And now you need to give it a mode. The mode basically just tells the app, or tells the shared preferences if it's going to be private to your app or if it can be accessed through anything. I want it to be private, so I'm going to give it the mode private. Now to save something to that, you have to use something called putString. That's used like this. First have to edit the shared preferences, then putString. Now you can see you also have putString set, put boolean, float, int, long. Those are just for different variable types. We're going to be using putString set in our app because we're going to want to store a list of things. I'm going to call it name. And then I'm going to put my name, Nick. Apply. So then to retrieve that, you go like this. You can just declare a variable. You have to give the key that you want to get. In this case, it's name. And then just put a blank string because it's going to get populated with whatever the value of name is anyway. Now to get that, I'm just going to log it out, so whenever we run the app, it's going to show us that. Now, I ran a test of this earlier, so I can assure that it works, and when I ran the app, this is what it retrieved to me. So I just searched for my name, Nick, and it printed out name, Nick. It has the extra extra colon there because I put an extra colon in the first test. I had it like that right here. So another main part of our app is going to be shifting from activity to activity, from main activity to edit note, and so forth. So to do that, I've deleted all the boilerplate code from the floating action button, and I'm going to show you how to switch from activity to activity with something called an intent. And that works like so. I'm going to call it intent. New intent. And you have to give it the context again. And then you have to give it the end activity. So essentially, if you're in main activity and you want to go to edit note, you have to put edit note.class. That's very important. .class, not .java. Now you see we have a little error here. Probably wondering what that is. And that's because when I put the this keyword in as the context, that is referring to this function right here, the floating action button. What we need to do is get the application context. So we do that like this. Most of the time, if the this keyword doesn't work, it's going to be get application context. Now, to shift to the other activity using an intent, you call it like this: start activity, intent. Now we're going to go ahead and run that app. I'm using Instant Run right here because instead of compiling the entire app, it only runs through the changes, leading to shorter build times and less use of machine resources. Pull this up here, apply changes or started activity. Let's click that. And as you can see, it takes us to edit your note.